this again. Hi, it's Tammy Pie, and I'm back. I was called out this morning by Giselle over at Mad Witch. So I was going to do this hashtag anyway. This is hashtag Tarot Tubers A to Z Next Gen by our own Simon over at the Hermit's Cave. So A, favorite author. I'm going to give you a couple because there's a bunch. I love Anne Rice. I've read several of the Vampire Chronicles, but my favorite is The Witching Hour and the Chronicles of the Mayfair Witches, which they just turned into a series. I also really love Mary Stewart and her Crystal Cave books. Those are Merlin stories that are really beautiful. And I'm a big fan of funny detective stories like Carl Hazen, who has done a lot of racehorse stories. They're murders that have something to do with horses, always. And of course, Elmore Leonard, I really love. And he is an author who's written a bunch of really funny detective stories, and his one of his books was actually turned into a series called Justified, which is one of my all-time favorite series. B, biggest regret. I wish I'd learned to forgive earlier. I was one to really hold a grudge, and it takes a lot of time and energy, and anyway, I wish I'd traveled more, and I wish I'd listened to my elders a little more. Okay, C, in the car. What do I listen to in the car? I listen to NPR on the radio. But I have a bunch of old-fashioned CDs. I love Green Day, Dwight Yoakam, D-Light, Groove is in the Heart, and K.D. Lang. I love a melodious, strong voice. Okay, C, divination tool. Okay, hang on. All right, I'm hoping this will work. I just switched the camera over. So my first divination tool, and the one that I really have always loved, is I Ching. And really it is more about, I used this book, which is the I Ching Book of Changes, and it is still widely available, still not expensive, by William Baines, and it's a great big book. These are not yarrow sticks, but sticks from my rose bush, which I modified. And so I've always done I Ching divination with the sticks, but now I also have this, and I do it with coins, and I learned to do the rice kernel one with Benebell Wen. And when you do the Benebell Wen, can I make this smaller? How do you? Oh my God. All right, I guess I can't make it smaller. I'm sorry for those of you that I have just made really dizzy. But this is just the I Ching in card form, which is super wonderful for those of us who love cards. You can just draw a card, and that's your bit of wisdom for the day, right? And there's the book, and this is when you do Lulu Publishing, which a lot of Benebell's courses and books and stuff come with something you can publish at Lulu. I just put my own artwork on the cover. All right, the lighting is horrendous, but there we have it. Okay, so D for divination, that is I Ching, and that was my first. I ran around with my yarrow sticks and my Wilhelm Barnes I Ching book of changes. That's a big old spot. Okay, for years, and I ended up giving them away to a friend that I thought needed them more than I did. E for eat. What would I have for my last meal? Definitely Hawaiian food. I love Hawaiian food. I would have a lau lau, which is it's pork, sometimes a little butterfish, a little salt, wrapped in luau leaf, and then wrapped in a tea leaf and cooked for hours, and it's a dumpling, and it's delightful. I would have poke. I would have poi. I would have coconut pudding, which is called haupia, and a dish called haha, which is my absolute favorite, but you hardly ever see it anymore because it's one of those old Hawaiian dishes that is hard to make, so people don't make it often. But it is the stem of the taro plant. You can eat the taro plant from the top of the leaf to the bottom of the root. And the stem, if you peel the outside off and then cut it like green beans and cook it for a couple hours, it is the most delicious vegetable, and I love that. That would be my last meal for sure. Okay, fears. I have an irrational fear, and it's not like I, pee myself or anything. It's just I don't like going down steep hills in a car, or the feeling of driving along a ledge in a car. I always feel like I'm going to fall. I don't know if that's like DNA memory or something, but that steep downhill, it feels like the backwards thing is going to happen, and the steep cliffs on the side of the car, it's like, and I don't mind being on the side of the cliff. I don't mind, walking up to the abyss, but I don't like being in a car around it. Okay, so I don't know if that's kind of rational, I think. All right, game. My favorite games to play. I love playing card games and word games. My entire family are game players. We get together a couple times a year, and we played Boggle and Scrabble, and we put together puzzles, and we play card games, and it's a great way to enjoy the company of mom, aunts and uncles, cousins. Even my kids play. Everyone's kids play. The little kids play games together too. So that is my favorite thing to play. Okay, holiday, favorite time of the year. I like the cold half of the year. It's already getting a little hot for me. It's only springtime. I love walking in the spring air and seeing all the plants wake up and everything, but I really come alive on the dark half of the year. I like Halloween. I love when everything gets cool and crisp and the leaves start to fall. I love when, I love waking up and seeing fog on the horizon. I love seeing the trees frozen. I love new snow. I love seeing snow fall, and I like walking in snow. I love the cold half of the year. I is for interest, and one of the things that I collect is Kay Finch figurines. These are figurines that were made in the 1940s by a California artist who was actually, all right, I hope I can pick this up and do a little editing, but Kay Finch was a dog breeder, and she had a studio I want to say it's somewhere on the coast. Not San Diego, but right around there. Anyway, yeah, her figurines are anatomically kind of beautifully correct, especially the dogs and the cats and the horses. Okay, all right. Hopefully I can do the editing thing because this has been a shit show. All right, joy. What brings you joy? I love being on the road. I come alive when there's a trip on the horizon. If I'm going to Portland or Seattle or Hawaii or to visit old friends in Santa Fe, I love to go anywhere, really. I'm tempted many times when I'm just on the way to the grocery store to keep going. But being on the road, really, trips bring me joy. Okay, Kay. Oh my God. What would you sing on karaoke night? And usually I'm a big chicken, but then if you give me the microphone, I don't want to let go. And I'm not a great singer. My whole family sings. They're all musical, and I play the radio. So I would sing a Dwight Yoakam song. Don't You Know Things Can Change? I would sing a Yaz song. Midnight, it's raining outside. I must be soaking wet. The English Beat, I Confess. I confess I've ruined 3 lives. There you go. Laugh. What makes me laugh? My youngest son still lives at home, and he has a very quirky sense of humor, and he loves to corner me and make me laugh, and he does. He's quite successful. He makes me laugh all the time. Movie that I would watch over and over and over. My favorite movies are, I love the Alien series, particularly the first one, and the one where she's part alien, where they bring her back. I love that one. Okay, and Silence of the Lambs I'll watch over and over again. The Fifth Element I'll watch over and over again. The old Blade Runner I still think is just a magnificent movie. I love that. Okay, nature. Where do you feel most connected? I love to be next to the ocean, where the water hits the rocks and comes up as a foam, and particularly if there's a forest at my back. That is my absolute favorite, but I love to walk in the forest. I walk along the Yakima River here in Yakima on the Greenway, and that's pretty amazing too. Optimistic, my hopes for the future. I'm an artist, I'm a painter, and I am hoping to paint more. And maybe I have a tarot deck in my brain that's trying to come out. Okay, Pip, my favorite Pip deck. I have several, but I am going to show one that I didn't show in any of the previous couple videos that I've done. And that is the Tarot of the Sephiroth. And that is by Josephine Maury and Jill Stockwell and Dan Staroff. And I love these pips. These are some of the most alive looking, delightful. They look like they're dancing. There's the Hermit. They just love the court cards in here. There's the Empress. See, she is stalking me. 10 of Discs. I mean, you just There's a Princess of Discs. Even the pips make me laugh. It's so entertaining. Quality time, cue for quality time. Yeah. With the people you love, you want to sit down, meet them eye to eye, listen, enjoy a conversation, be aware of where you are and the nice energy exchange of being together. I love going window shopping with a friend or one of my children, or just spending time with my grandson or my husband or my best friend, any of them. Even this is kind of quality time, right? Our reincarnation, if I could be born at any time period, when and why, I would try to be 500 years in the future. I would like to see what happens kind of after the fall of the Aquarian age. I want to see futuristic people getting it together, this patriarchy over, women being more involved, the citizens of the world working together. I honestly think that with the information age, we should be smarter and we should be working together because we need to. The earth is going to be here, but we are killing ourselves. S, what is sacred? Okay, I'm going to take you into my little sacred space. Okay, sacred things. Here is my tarot table. And this is my altar, my ancestor altar, I guess, kind of. This is my grandmother and my son Max, who are in the other world now. These are my crystals with some plants, some beads, a nice candle, another K-Finch owl. Some more crystals, carving, Hawaiian black salt. Black salt is used in protection rituals, and if you, for instance, broke something on the kitchen floor and you want to make sure that it doesn't cut you, you'd throw a handful of black salt down, sweep it up, and it's protective. Sometimes I use toys or props. Here's a bit of petrified wood. Feathers are particularly important to me. I love magpies. I found this at a cemetery near me. This is not K-Finch, but looks like it. I forage, and this is a jar of down feathers that I've collected over years, and that is like a little comfort nest to me. Incense, of course, flower essences, more crystals. Mary. I am Catholic, so I have a big Mary practice. And here is more of my Max altar. These are plants that have come to be kind of sacred to me. Along with roses and other memorabilia. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of this here at my tarot table, because here's the decks, right? Okay, so what's the last one? Sacred Tea Tarot. What's your favorite deck currently? Yeah, right. Favorite deck. Okay. So I just did last 10 decks, and usually when I'm doing decks that I just got, I kind of am paying more attention to them. This is disconcerting. Oh well. All right. So one of the decks that I recently got was the Weird of Sarah Howard, and the Weird of Sarah Howard is a companion to the not Bonestone, but the anyway. It also works as a companion to Gabby Angus West's other fabulous deck, which is Tarot Avatara. And I love Tarot Avatara. I am a massive Frida fan, coming from both a predominantly Spanish-speaking place in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and a really artsy background. She is naturally going to be one of my favorites, and the cardstock on this deck is just right. I mean, she really did a beautiful job on the Tarot Avatara. I'm also working with quite a bit Julie at Peekaboo Rose's deck, the Notorious JBG, and I just love this. It's little, the cardstock is delicious. These figures in the deck remind me of haunted dolls, and I have childhood story about this. Okay, well, let's go ahead and since we're doing these favorite tarot decks, let's talk about the U, which is an unforgettable moment. Now, I was gonna do one when I was a little kid and got my feet run over in the automatic door, but instead let's talk about dolls. Okay, so I've always been kind of a spooky person. Like when I was a little kid, I was like a creepy little kid because I could see and hear ghosts. I see dead people. I mean, not all the time, not like in the movies, but I could hear the drums, and I definitely was seeing spirits. Well, one of my very best friends growing up, I knew her from the time I was about 3, had come from a divorced family, and her dad would buy her Madame Alexander dolls every year for Christmas and her birthday. And these are really beautifully dressed, kind of storybook dolls, and she kept them all on a shelf. She had them lined up. This was a little girl who was very neat and clean, very Capricorn. And she never played with them. And I always thought those dolls were scary, haunted, full of spirit. And this deck is definitely the spirit of the dolls. And it lives in this, the Shining Twins, bagged by Moonlit Fae, along with a beautiful living will crystal table, amethyst palm. I'll keep these together. Okay, so another tarot that I am... Okay, so it isn't my favorite, but it is something that I'm determined to work with. I did a trade with a friend at Northwest Tarot Symposium, and she had already I mean, beautifully trimmed these. It's a perfect edge. The edges are done in black with a little bit of sparkle. I don't have a problem with messing with the glyph. These are beautifully trimmed. And I am determined this year that I'm going to become friends with the she. Okay, so the next letter is V for vacation, favorite destination. Anywhere, really. As long as there's ocean, I am happy to go down the road and see the ocean. I love to go to Hawaii and see the ocean. I like going to California to see the ocean. I don't mind going to the East Coast to see the ocean. I'm an ocean girl. So vacation, you name it. As long as there's ocean, I'm there. This is the Oriental Tarot, Tarocchi Orientali by Fudraz, 1845, and this is a Giordano Berti deck. I just love this deck. Yes, the cardstock, but this is another one that has just excellent pips. Okay, well-being. What do I do to keep it in check? And that is I walk. I am, over the last couple of years, I lost over 100 pounds. And now that I'm able to walk, I do. I walk as often and as far as I can. I mentioned the Yakima Greenway, the Arboretum. Sometimes I just go to the mall and walk around in circles, but walking keeps me centered and happy, and it is also a great way to commune with spirit. X-rays. Have you ever had one, and have you ever broken a bone? I've never broken a bone, like maybe a toe or something, but the X-rays I had were from hurting my back, and yeah, I had a bunch of X-rays and many tests, MRIs, sonograms, you name it. The X-rays were the very least of it, and that sucked. Yes. Okay, why? Where do you feel the most yourself? Right here at my tarot table. This is the I Am the Artist Tarot by Monica Cleosaki. Right here at my tarot table, I feel the most myself, at home, but also when I am visiting in Hawaii or in New Mexico, I find that my old self kind of appears, and that is also me. So, I don't know. I guess in quiet times, I feel like myself. And Z is zodiac. And my sun sign is Gemini. I'm born in the 3rd decan, so I'm the 10 of Swords, but also the Lovers. And yes, I do relate to it very well. My moon sign is Libra, so I tend to want things to balance, even when they don't. And my moon sign is Cancer, and yes, I'm quite emotional. Good sneeze there. I also very closely aligned to my Chinese zodiac, where I am I was born in June of 1964, so I am a wood dragon. And I am really dragony. I love it here in my crystal cave. I tend to collect Not just tarot, not just crystal, not just cave finch, but lots of stuff. Much to the dismay of my significant other. But yes, so that is it. A to Z. Thank you, Simon. Thank you for putting up with my weird editing, and I'll get better, I swear.